Greetings, everyone. We are live. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button. Again, please hit that like button. We are approaching 100K subscribers. Again, we are approaching 100K subscribers. Once we hit 100K, I have a special giveaway for a lucky person out there, a lucky audience member. No, let me step back for a second. Not just a lucky audience member, a lucky subscriber. So when we hit 100K, I have a special gift for someone out there. It's going to be a bag, this nice duffel bag. I need to bring it up here. So a very nice duffel bag. I have this very nice, beautiful duffel bag that I will be giving away, and some crypto, $200 worth of crypto lead token. Look it up, LEAD. That's the ticker symbol, lead token, $200 worth. I have that as well for a lucky person out there. Also, make sure you go to dynastymir.com. Please make sure you go to dynastymir.com. Tour Sierra Leone. We are still rolling end of November, early December. If you are interested in joining, hit me up. Go to dynastymir.com or go to searchforhuru.com. Send me a message, and I will holla back. Everyone, once again, thank you for joining. We're rolling early today. I like starting early. You know, you'll see me twice a day. And guys, the footage is coming. The footage from Nigeria is coming. It is on its way. It's being chopped up and all that good stuff. So it is coming soon. Without further ado, let's see here. Where do we want to get started? Africa. I'm leaving on the 20th. Again, I'm leaving. No, sorry, 21st, I believe. 21st. Hidden hand, not yes and no. That's a whole hidden hand. Send me a message. Email me. Send me an email. Send me email. So I will be in Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. Shout out to Fitzgerald Stevens, everybody. Everyone, let's wish Fitzgerald Stevens a happy belated birthday. His birthday was a couple of days ago. Fitzgerald turned, correct me if I'm wrong, Fitzgerald, 57? 57? 57, right, Fitzgerald? 57, right? Let me know. I'm trying to remember, Fitzgerald. I think you're 57. But shout out to Fitzgerald Stevens, who's in the chat room. 57, I was right. Who turned 57 a couple of days ago. Shout out to Fitzgerald Stevens. Guys, make sure you hit that like button as well. But I will be rolling. I'll be in Sierra Leone, Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. Going back to Nigeria. Love Nigeria, you guys. Absolutely love it. You got to come visit Nigeria. You got to come visit Nigeria. Got to come to Nigeria. Very beautiful country. And it's home. Sierra Leone, Nigeria. Those are my two homes on the continent. Come visit. The door is open. We'll love to have you guys. Or you can roll with me on a tour. Sierra Leone in November, early December. We're going to Sierra Leone. Come and join us if you're interested. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting back on the continent. I was just there not too long ago. I just got back on last Friday. Yeah, Friday. Yeah, I just got back Friday, right? Guys, help me out. Did I just get back Friday? Last Friday? Yeah, I just got back last Friday, I think. Something like that. I just got back. Something like that. So yes. Yeah, last Friday. Got back last Friday. And I'm about to hop on that bird and fly out again. And I am looking forward to it. I don't know. I've never been to Zambia. Right now, my focus is primarily on West Africa. I will probably be in Dozy. Did I see you in Nigeria? Dozy, I saw you in Nigeria. So I'll be back. I might hit Tanzania up next year. I'm not sure yet, but for sure, you'll find me in West Africa. You'll definitely find me in West Africa. I want to visit more countries, but I just have to get things solidified some things solidified in Nigeria and Sierra Leone. So, that's where my businesses are on the continent. Again, that's where my businesses are currently on the continent, Nigeria and Sierra Leone. I got to still working on getting those established and, getting employees onboarded. I have 2 employees in Sierra Leone. Got to hire somebody in Nigeria. Got to find office space in Nigeria. So got a lot to do in Nigeria. So yeah. So looking forward to going back to the continent. Looking forward to going back, guys. I want to pull up this picture real quick because this picture has been floating around online, and shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea did a show. Hold on one second. O'Shea Duke Jackson did a story on this. O'Shea Duke Jackson did. I'm trying to find the. Oh man, where's the picture at? Come on, where's the picture at? O'Shea Duke Jackson. Shout out to O'Shea. He did a video on this. So let me just go ahead and pull up O'Shea's video because I'm going to break this down, right? As far as why and how these young black college athletes are getting with all these white women. Me being an ex-athlete, ex-D1 athlete, I played football and ran track at the University of Georgia. I could definitely explain what's going on. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up real quick. Guys, bear with me. Let me pull this up real quick. Okay, here we go. Hey, guys. Check this out. So I'm on O'Shea's page. I can't find the picture. So we're gonna do it like this. Here we go. Okay, let me share the screen real quick. This is why. Yeah, Princess, I will. And like I said, I got to put the videos up shortly, but I most definitely will. Hold on one second. Let me share the screen. All right, there we go. So that's the picture in question. That's the picture in question right there. So a lot of people have been commenting on this photo. Let me break it down from an ex-college athlete's perspective. This is what's going on. So you have these young men, young boys, whatever, young men who are coming to college, PWIs, predominantly white universities, institutions, right? They're college football players. What's going on when they get on campus, and this is my experience, right? A lot of the sisters won't holler at the football players because they're afraid of being labeled as groupies. So when I was at the University of Georgia, we had a dorm called McWhorter Hall. That was the athletic dorm. And unless you were someone's girlfriend, the stereotype was, if you're a girl and you're going to McWhorter Hall, you're probably banging the football players, so you were labeled a Mac rat. That's what they were called, Mac rats at McWhorter Hall. So a lot of sisters tried to distance themselves from the football players. That was going on. Meanwhile, I'm not sugarcoating. I'm telling you what it is. Meanwhile, if you are a black athlete, or you are a black athlete, football player, and you show up on campus, white girls have no problem getting in your face, being all up in your face. They all up in your face, downtown, at the football game downtown. I remember the first time I went to downtown Athens, and the white girls were just all over me. You play football? All in your face, front and center. So what happens, these white girls get first dibs on the black football players because the sisters were afraid of being labeled as groupies and hood rats. They were afraid of getting in the faces of these football players because they did not want to be labeled as groupies. But the white girls had no problem. They had no problem whatsoever when it came to getting. No, it was more just black athletes, like the normal black guys on campus, no problem. But that was, I mean, when I was in school, that was, you know, they were afraid of being stereotyped like that. They didn't want to be known as groupies. I had girls tell me that. I even had girls who weren't who were locals. We call them locals. So I was, University of Georgia's in Athens. So a loc is somebody from Athens, and I had some lokes who didn't go to UGA, females, girls who didn't go to UGA, who told me like, Dynast, you cute and all, I like you, but I don't want to be labeled as a groupie because you're on the football team. So I can't talk to you because I don't want to be labeled. I mean, you cute and all, you hot, but I don't want to be labeled as a groupie because you're on the football team. Meanwhile, Becky, all in my face. So what happens, and I keep seeing this narrative, why are these, I mean, you gotta think about it. These young black men, inner city, single parent household, low income. The first time that they're really in, I guess, contact with white people is maybe if they're playing at white school on the other side of the city, or when these white coaches start recruiting them. No, Yama, it's not. That's not true, Yama. I'm sorry. It's not true. I'm telling you from experience. Like I'm telling you as an ex-athlete, we will show up downtown and white girls immediately threw themselves all over us. That's just the facts. I know that's not what you want to hear, Dynast. You're not being honest. Most of these men are the ones chasing after these women. I'm telling you, no. No, it's not. I'm being honest. I know that's not what you want to hear. I know you want to hear that these young black boys are going to these major universities and just chasing these white women, but I'm telling you, in the majority of times, these white girls are the ones initiating it. I'm just being honest. I'm telling you, these white girls are the ones initiating the, you know what? I'm just telling you. That's who they come in contact with. Because you guys act like these brothers that didn't have contact with black. You act like these dudes weren't messing, these athletes. You acting like these athletes weren't messing with black girls in high school. They were. Because they went to predominantly black schools, inner cities, low income. So they were dealing with black girls in college. I mean in high school. That's what they were dealing with. But when they get to college, a lot of the sisters say, you know what? I don't want to be labeled as a groupie. I'm good. But these white girls all in their face. Yeah, we did. I mean, we would go out, and so somebody said, Dynast, you yourself have confessed that you and your friends used to organize the chase after white girls. Let me tell you how this worked. When I say chase after, like literally, what I meant was we would literally go downtown and just show up. And I said that all we had to do was just show up. That's it, just show up. You play football? All we had to do was show up. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. You know, because I keep hearing this, oh man, why are these young black boys with these white girls? I'm telling you why. Because they show up to college and white girls immediately in their face. Immediately. I mean, that's part of it because it's easy too. That's part of it. I mean, that's part of it. Had you played ball at Alabama, your numbers would have been higher. Carry on. All right, Fitzgerald. You know, Fitzgerald had to have his, you know, he had to get his hate in. He had to come in and hate. Philip Lindsay. Black people don't want to hear that Mzungu women are trained, Mzungu code for white, are trained at home to do this because our relationships are business transactions for Mzungu families. I'm telling you. I know I see a lot of people in the chat room upset that, but that's just what it is. I mean, it's what it is. Young black athletes, young black men on the football, like specifically football, we're talking focusing on football, show up to college campuses and white girls all over them, throwing themselves all over these young black boys. That's why you see what you see right here. That's just what it is. Meanwhile, when I was in school, a lot of the sisters did not want to be labeled as groupies, so they did not want to holler at the football players. Because, like I said, these young black boys, I guarantee you, came from inner city communities and went to black schools, black high schools. Somebody says they put out and the black girls don't. Okay, let me break this down. All right. You are a college athlete. You practice and lift weights all day. You have your pads on. Well, they don't do 2 days anymore. You have 2 days. You're getting your head beat in, body beat up. Do you have the energy after practice? I mean, let's break this down. Let's have an honest conversation here. After practice, after games, you get your head beat in, you're bruised up, you're nicked up, you tired. What are you gonna go for? The girl that's easier putting out, or the girl that must be a challenge? I mean, let's just think about it. You're a young black man, 18, 19 years old, college campus. Who are you going for? The girl that you know is going to put, you're not serious about a relationship because you have girls like this who are throwing themselves all over you. Who you going to go for? The one you know is going to put out easily or the other? Let's just be honest. They're going for the, like she said, the easy pickings. They're going for the easy pickings. I'm telling you from experience. So that's why you see this. Because these white girls are aggressive. They're not holding back. All up in your face. Like Judy says, the easy work. That's what they're going for. Nah, not really. Nah, they're dating these white girls though. I think with the white girls in college, they have an understanding that Javante has some side pieces too. It's okay. It's what it is. There's an understanding. I'm not saying, I'm just answering the question. The question is, why do you see young black athletes in college with white women? And I'm giving you guys the answer. Because the white girls are aggressive as fuck. Excuse my language. Aggressive as hell. The white girls are in their face. That's why. I mean, it's really that simple. Like, let's not overcomplicate this. It's really that simple. That's why Javante is with the Snow Bunnies. Because the Snow Bunnies, they step up, they're aggressive, in your face. It's literally when in Rome or in Dinah's experience when in Athens. He's not lying. I'm not lying. I'm telling you from experience. The minute I remember, I stepped downtown, woo. I'm like, God dang. So that's why. So if sisters are tired of seeing images like this on college campuses, y'all gonna have to get aggressive and get in these brothers' faces as soon as they show up, recruiting visits. I don't care. If you're tired of seeing this, if you're like, these black men selling out with these snow bunnies, okay, get in these black boys' faces. Because, like I said, in high school, they were dating nothing but black women. I'm telling you. They didn't start seeing white women probably till they came to college. Outside of TV, they didn't start seeing white women or white people on a normal basis in person till they came to college. So they were raised with nothing but black women in their. They were raised with nothing. They were raised around black women, and they socialized with black people. Period. From the cradle all the way through high school graduation. Again, from the cradle all the way through high school graduation. And then when they get to college campuses, like I said, when I was in school, it might have changed now, but when I was in school, the sisters were very reserved, like, we don't really deal with the athletes like that because we don't want to be labeled as groupies. White girls, no problem, all in your face. White girls are putting, I mean, you got 18-year-old boys who are ready to go, if you know what I mean, and white girls in your face putting out. What do you think is going to happen? How do you think this is gonna play out? You got thirsty young black boys who are coming into a college environment, and the white girls are in their face, ready to go. How do you think this is gonna end? Let's not overcomplicate it. No, Wise Feminine. No, I disagree. No. That see, you have the different types of masculinity confused. When a sister knows what she wants and she approaches me, I love it. The type of masculine girls, sisters that we don't like, I'm independent. I got my degrees. Like they want to weaponize the degrees, their independence. You know, they want to weaponize all that. We don't got time for that. That's the masculinity we don't like. But a sister that comes to me and says, you know what, I think you're a handsome brother. What's up? Yeah, all day. What brother's not going to want that? Okay, next topic. What was the next topic? What's the next topic? Oh, okay, guys. I know I've been talking about this Michael K. Is it Michael K. Williams? Is it Michael? Let me stop this. Is it Michael K. Williams? Yeah, Michael K. Williams. Michael K. Williams. Okay, so I was reading an article the other day that when Michael, and I've never watched Lovecraft Country, I think that's the name of the show. Never watched it. But he said, she had to call in. Guys, we're going to open up the lines. If you disagree with what I'm saying, you're more than welcome to call in. But I'm just giving you the facts coming from a former college athlete who played at a D1 school. I'm just giving you the facts. So links in the chat room. If you want to call in, click on the link and call in. But Michael K. Williams, I know we keep talking about this. All right. So I read an article the other day where I guess the role that he played in Lovecraft Country was like he had to get counseling. The role was very dark, and it messed with his psyche. Look, okay. If you are an actor, I want to say this right now. And same thing with the brother that played in the Fred Hampton movie, Judas. Guys, I forgot the name. What's the name of the movie? Judas and the Last Messiah. I think that was the name of the movie. He was saying the same thing, that his role, he needed counseling, you know, after playing that role. Listen, guys, if playing these movie roles is going to drive you to depression or to where you need to snort booger sugar to cope with the depression caused by playing certain roles, don't play the roles. Listen, we don't need these movies that bad, all right? We do not need these movies that bad. Like, we don't need them. All right, if you're an actor, right? Again, if you are an actor, again, if you are an actor, okay, and you have been casted for a role that's going to cause you to be depressed, snort booger sugar, take heroin to cope with it. Like, you don't have to do it. Like, look, it's all good. Your health is more important than entertaining us. Okay, I just want to put that out there. Your health is more important than entertaining us. I just want to put that out there. All right. It's not worth it. You ain't got to entertain us Negroes. So, like I said, when you pass away, either to suicide or ODing, we're going to cry about you for about a week. You're going to get a good week, maybe a good 2 weeks. We're going to cry. And I remember him in this. Oh, he was such a powerful actor. You know, he was this, or I had a conversation with him on the phone 3 years ago, and he left such an impact on me. That's going to last for about 2 weeks. Then the industry is going to move on. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, Booger Sugar. That's going to last about 2 weeks. Then people are going to move on. I'm just being honest. It's not that serious. You don't need an Academy Award or an Oscar that bad, where it ruins your mental health. It's not worth it. Again, 2 weeks, people are gonna move on. I'm just being honest. It's not that like, look, we don't need the entertainment that bad. And don't get me wrong, the brother who played the sellout in Judas and the Last Messiah did an excellent role. Loved it. But when I read that he was depressed, he needed counseling, I'm like, look, man, it's not that serious, bro. Like, it's not that serious. Like, it's really not. Like, if a role is going to drive you through depression, like, just let it go. Like, don't take the role. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So, guys, look, link is in the chat room. DeAndre Bonds, who plays Stacy in The Wood, said he cried and had a psych breakdown after filming his prison rape scene. Guys, look, it's not that serious. Like, we don't need prison rape scenes. Like, it's not that serious. Yeah, we don't. We know what goes on in prison. We know what goes on in the hood. Like, we know what goes on. Like, we don't need. Like, look, you don't have to entertain me. Like, you don't have to damn near commit suicide or have suicidal thoughts or need years of counseling to entertain me. Like, it's not that serious. When am I coming to Cameroon? I don't know. Guys, link is in the chat room. Again, link is in the chat room. If you want to call in, add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation, you guys. Again, link is in the chat room. Go ahead, click on that link. Don't be shy. Join the convo. You're more than welcome to call in. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Go to dynastymir.com. Also, visit oneafricaproperties.com, your central source for real estate on the African continent. Like I said, I am rolling on the 20th or 21st, headed to Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, if you guys want to call in, link is in the chat room. Click on that link. Excuse me, and you're more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. You're more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. Guys, make sure you hit that like button as well. Hope all is well wherever you guys are at. I hope all is well wherever you guys are on this planet. I hope all is well. If no callers, we're gonna go ahead and close out. Everyone will go ahead and close out. Thank you. Mr. Dynast, when are you going to come to Cameroon? Let me read these super chats. Let's see here. Okay, Naga Nijis.
Hey, hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Go, brother. Go ahead.
I just wanted to. Oh, sorry. I'm looking over here because I can't see you on my.
Man, Naga, can you put a shirt on, brother?
Yes, that's what I'm about to do.
Yeah, put a shirt on. Please put a shirt on.
Disrespect. Sorry about that.
And then do me a favor. You got to mute the playback too.
Playback. I got you. There we go.
All right, cool. All right, go ahead, bro.
I just wanted to add on what you said earlier, basically about the football players and how the white women flock to them. Personally, like I never had that because like I was athletic as a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like I played sports, but I never actually joined any teams. I was more so the kid, helping managing, and everything. But through my experience, because I never played sports, I actually got less African American women for that, and more so, Caucasian women, because they see me more so like I'm gonna say as an intellectual. So like I think that's like I'm gonna say in my generation at least, because like what you like 20, 27? Oh, 27 up in that upper echelon of late or mid to mid 20s. Like I just turned 20, so in my like due to my personal experience, women like black women specifically don't flock to, let me say, the intellectual black man. They more so flock to the sports guy. Probably not in college. That might be because of like a generation thing, your generation versus my generation. But in my schools, they always went for the football guys, the basketball guys, and things like that. So like I just wanted to give like a different perspective. I just wanted to give a different perspective based off of, I guess, a different generation or way of thinking, I guess. Oh, sorry. I can't hear you inside the live chat.
No, sorry about that. That's my fault. That's my fault. Did you go to college?
Yeah, I actually dropped out though, to be honest.
Okay, no problem. Where'd you go, or where were you going?
It was a community college because I couldn't 100% figure it out what I wanted to do. It was
Okay.
either art or sports, and honestly, I heard too many things about football and head injuries, so I just went just to see how the experience would be. So it was boring. It was too boring for me.
Where you located?
I'm in Philadelphia actually.
Okay.
We stand up.
How's Philly, man? I saw this video, and you know what? It's the same in LA at Skid Row. I forgot the street, but motherfucker just geeked out, just smoking crack.
Oh yeah.
12 o'clock p.m. just smoking crack, and
yeah, they do not care. Like, all right, so we got this one area in North Philadelphia called Kensington and Allegheny. That's where most of the dope addicts and crack fiends be. It's like
what's it called again?
Kensington and Allegheny. We call it
Yeah, see how Frank just said Kensington.
Yeah, but most people like that's where the drugs is really pushed. So most people, like if you ever want to visit, I suggest you stay away from there or you're gonna have a bad experience. Like kids, I'm gonna say about 2-3 weeks ago, there was a viral video going around on Philly Scoop Hall of a lady giving birth out on the streets of Kensington and Allegheny. I'm like, that's freaking sad.
Just giving birth, just on the street.
She was giving birth, and there's multiple heroin addicts leaning over near her and everything. She just screaming. I'm like, why didn't she at least like try to make it? Somebody drive her or something. But the environment's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I saw, and it's just there was no police around. People were just geeked up.
I mean, to be honest, the police, they be on drugs too half the time. Like, I'm gonna say my first, because I don't live around there, but I do have family members that live around there. My first, let's say, 2 years of staying around there with them, I seen cops break the law more than the people.
Right.
That's crazy. Like the corruption is, it's like top tier. It's top tier in Philadelphia. But like I'm not saying I disagree with you as far as in the football situation, because like it's happened to me. White girls will literally smile in your face the whole time. Like if they see something that they like, or if they feel like, oh, you're the upper echelon of men, they'll literally come up to you, speak first, and everything. I've only had, I'm gonna say through my entire life, I've only had about three black women actually come up to me and say something. Like you said, you like that. I love that too, because at the end of the day, no one wants to continue to pursue. Like that's the reason why we have, you ever heard of like the alpha male guys, the AMS guys who be preaching all this stuff to these kids, like, yeah, you should do this, don't let the women do that, stay in your masculine frame, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like my thing is, why do we even have those type of men for our community? That they shouldn't exist, because we shouldn't be going through this. You get what I mean? Like why do I have to? And we all know black women. No offense, but they're the most aggressive women.
Well, hold on. Let's do this. Listen, I want a sister to call in because again, I want this to be balanced.
Understood.
Links in the chat room. So TV hybrid. You're more than welcome to call in. Put the keyboard down. Click on the link and call in. So again.
All right, John, you have me, man.
No. You ain't got to. You can stay on. Guys, again.
A word.
Yeah, guys. Click on the link. I would like a sister to call in, and let's hear your perspective. Okay, let's hear you're hearing the experiences from men. So let's hear your perspective on how I'm wrong or how Naga is wrong. Again, link is in the chat room. Click on the link and call in. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Naga.
Oh yeah. So basically, all right. So like I said, like we can all agree the black woman is like one of the most aggressive women on the planet. Like especially the American black woman specifically, because I mean I've dated. Let me say I've dated Native African women too. Like not just indigenous to America African women, but also African women that came from the continent of Africa. So it's like if they've been here for, due to my experience, if they've been here for, I say about 5 years plus, they start to adopt that city girl like attitude. You get me? Like they don't have like the nurturing, the nurturing things that we need. It's just weird. Like even my sisters, I'm the first to say, look, my sister's aggressive as hell. I didn't see them punch on and beat on men, and it's not even funny. But it's like, what the hell? Like, why do they have more masculine energy than some of the men that they date? It's just outrageous. And with white women, there's like some of them do have that type of energy depending on where they're from. However,
hold on 1 second. Wisdom never sleeps. Do you have the playback playing? Because it's an echo once you came in.
I can't hear me.
I hear you now, but is there are you playing? Do you have the playback on? Like, are you watching the video with the audio on? Okay. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Naga.
My fault. I apologize. I forgot to say hello to Mr. Wisdom Never Sleeps. I'm saying I got respect the elders. But yeah, basically, I'm saying the problem. I'm gonna say my main problem for my specific generation. I forgot to tell you my age. Also, I'm 20 years old. Black women are overly aggressive, and when white women come to us, not only are they pursuing us, they also give us a more feminine, way out. And you being born in the hood or the ghetto all your life, you consistently see the same things. The black woman and black men fighting or bickering, or her calling him a nut ass N-word or whatever. It's like, bruh, come on, that's not a good look. So we're gonna gravitate to something that's not only different, but like it feels like it would be better for us.
All right, Naga, I appreciate you coming on, brother.
All right, no problem. You have a good one.
Oh, cool. All right, Wisdom Never Sleeps. Go ahead.
How you doing, Dynast?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm always great. I will say this on this topic because I know from this firsthand. When I was residing in Florida years ago, I talked to some white gentlemen that had daughters, and he said this to me, several of them. The reason why you see a lot of white girls, ladies going after the black athletes, is once they notice that there's potential to be money with them. So they buy them the tickets. If you see if you can still see it now, they will invest in those high tickets for the floor seats or when they're coming in and out of the tunnel so they can smile and laugh and get the attention of the black athletes because they're going after the wealth. They're not going after the love. If it wasn't for the money, they would discourage them from being. They told me this themselves.
Right.
They invest in that. But the problem is our black athletes seem to don't get that.
No, but not to cut you off, isn't it the other way around too? I mean, it's hypergamy. I mean, that's what women in general are supposed to do. Like, it's not about love. It's about resources and money.
Right.
So yeah, of course. Yeah,
and
I know that. Yeah.
And the problem is, in our black culture, the women, they feel like, oh no, I don't have to do all that. And the man, we black, we should do this. No, they are presenting themselves in front of the money. And that's why we have less generational wealth. It keeps going back to the other culture, not just our spending, but that money. And they'll control it either by marriage or by having a child by them. They're going to get that money from them. And they're starting younger and younger. Whoever they say is going to be the next great athlete for anything, they have the white girls ready to go. They will make that investment to get those millions of dollars later.
Right, and
that's a fact.
But it's hypergamy. Like that's what all women do. But that's what I notice what all women do.
Right, but they do it on a level of long-term gain. Right. Where most women now is just for that instant pop or bag or car ride or something. They're doing it for a long-term generational wealth to take it.
So let me ask you this: should the sisters be doing this early on instead of waiting? Because I think what I noticed in college. How can I phrase this? Should the sisters be doing this early on as well when the brothers step up? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, because this is the thing. If you don't, it's just like if you don't, you've invested time in what you're doing over time to get where you are now, to start seeing fruits of the labors, to start seeing the subscribers. Because in our culture, most sisters are teaching the other sisters how to be a mom versus how to be invested long term for the man's generational wealth. And so they don't do the hypergamering, things like that. They don't put themselves in position to win. They wait till the man get there and then complain why he's not with them. Well, you didn't put yourself in his face good enough, long enough. You can't leave it to the fact that because he's black and you're black, it's going to work. No, it's just like whoever presents themselves most to these guys without any men in front of them, because most of them don't have fathers and strong male role models that have black women and stuff, they're going to go outside of that. And if you've been too emasculated yourself while raising them, they're going to go to someone who feels soft or present themselves soft to them. Not so much submissive, but soft as a woman should. Because most real submissive women are actually most intelligent. They have a plan behind the submissiveness presentation. And so you don't have, if you come from a family of women that's always been hard on you and strong at you and cussing and this and that, you're going to go outside. I know a black lady had twin sons. They ended up with white ladies, and she was so hurt. And she said, why? I said, because they don't want another mother. You cannot be a mother. And I've had young men work for me. Their complaint is that their girlfriends, black, always try to be their mom, not their partner. And see that when the white women come in, they know to play that role of being the partner, not so much submitting, because it's the plan. So if you got to stop trying to be every black man's mother. That's first and foremost. And if you don't do that, you're going to keep pushing them over there to someone that's acting like they're going to be their wife or their girlfriend, their lady. So that's
somebody said there's an echo. Let me turn my That's on me. I got a new mic. I need to go ahead and plug in. But
Yeah.
guys, I'd like to hear some of the ladies call in. I would like to hear some of the ladies call in. Somebody said, well, in the chat room, they said, well, black women will be looked at as gold diggers. Dude, these
That's an
college
excuse.
athletes are broke. I didn't have shit when I came to college. These
Thank
athletes
you.
are broke. They got
Thank
no
you.
money.
No.
They got no money in college.
Well, see, the black women are taught to go after the money after it's been earned. The white women have positioned themselves before it's earned. It's called vision. And that's why with parachute, we don't have the vision. The black women have to start having a vision for that guy and stand by him, knowing he's going to get there, not after he get there and complain that he took it somewhere else.
Right. So I think the point that we're making, a lot of times sisters wait to at the finish line, but not when we just getting out of the blocks. Versus,
right.
Literally, as soon as we step foot on campus, white girls in our face.
That's when y'all also go for when you also go when they're trying to recruit you. They bring all that to you doing recruitment when they visiting these campuses. You know, I know them. I see them on Facebook. They played ball with my nephews and stuff. And all when they get to college, it's all white girls, all white friends, everything like that. Because they're bombarding them to what? To get cash to check. One, if they don't make it to that level, they don't marry them. They go back to someone else. That's what another conversation people don't know about. When those that don't make it, that's been pursued and hanging on them, they don't make it to that level of money. Guess what happens? Those girls move on. You are going back to the black community then because you don't have the ka-ching to support what they're looking for. So even though they're throwing themselves out, they're making the long play. And that's what you just said. If black women can't see that I need to start focusing on the long play, not after he gets there where he can shower me with this, that's just instant gratification. That's the outer thing. The long term is what's going to get you because then you're going to walk away with a whole lot more, even if the relationship don't last.
Hold on one second. I'm going to mute myself. Link is in the chat room. If you guys want to call in, especially the women, I want the women to call in. I see you guys in the chat room. Call in and add to the conversation. I hear you in the chat room going off. But again, I'm just answering the question. All right. And you guys are upset about me answering the question. Why are these young black athletes with these white girls? It's because when they step foot on college campuses, the white girls are all in their face.
They're doing it in high school too. They're doing it in high school now.
But not necessarily. Well, okay, probably now, but the majority of these black athletes, you know, they come from low income black neighborhoods. They go to predominantly black schools. So they were dealing with black women in high school. Nothing but. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them didn't even have contact with with white women till they got to college.
Right. Right. So
no one's gonna bash. Hold on, guys. No one's gonna bash you if you call in. All right. Links in the chat room. Click the link and call in. No one's gonna bash you. Again, I just answered a question. And people are upset, but that's the truth. It's coming from an ex-college athlete. I went to a D1 school. I'm telling you what happened. Black boys, 18 years old, football, step on football on college campuses, and white girls all in their face. The sisters were more reserved. Oh, we don't want to be labeled as groupies. We don't want to be looked at like this and that type of way. But the white girls, no problem.
And the athletes also coming from Africa and other countries are run into the same thing. They're running into the same thing. They're all in their face because they see the dollar. Yep. Even guys from Africa that made the team is getting the same thing. Right.
Exactly. So, brother, wisdom never sleeps. Anything else you want to add? Then we're going to move on to the next caller.
I know. Thank you for having me. And as always, it's good to be listening to your channel.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Guys, link is in the chat room. I would prefer sisters to call in. Click the link and call in. No one's going to beat you up. You know, no one's going to call you out your name. Just call in. let's continue the conversation. Again, middle class black men are the most bachelors in America. Guys, call in. Again, call in when you call in. Call in. If not, what we'll do, we'll close out here shortly. We'll close out in about let's see here. To be honest, the reason I was married to my Greek husband for 48 years is because he showed me and my two black sons so much love and respect. Black women need to open up your options. Yeah, go open up your options. Go ahead. Open up your options. Open up the options. Go ahead. Open up your options. So, guys, you're not going to call in. Let me finish reading this comment. To be honest, the reason I was married to my Greek husband for 48 years is because he showed me and my two black sons so much love and respect. Black women need to recognize there's so much more than just having a man. Open up your options to happiness and a man who loves you, not limit yourself to just a black man. Well, guys, and this is the problem with that. I tell this story all the time. When I lived in Los Angeles, California, all right, you had these sisters. I don't want no Pookie and Ray Ray. They didn't want to deal with Pookie and Ray Ray. Fine. Don't deal with Pookie and Ray Ray. No problem. They would then go to Orange County Brad, get ran through, turned out, slapped, called N-word, Nigga, Bitch, then get shipped to Malibu Brad, same thing, turned out, slapped around, abused. They would then go to East LA Ernesto, same thing would happen. And then, you know, they still in the streets. They're still in the streets. So yeah, I mean, explore your options. No problem. Explore your options. I saw how that worked in LA. I saw how it worked. And you see what's going on with the divestment, explore your options queen, Crystalline Carolson. So her Snow King divorced her. Then she got her new Snow King. The new Snow King said that he's a N-I, because he's dating her, he's a Nigger lover. So yeah, go ahead. Go explore your options. Go. Hey, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Again, go right ahead. Go explore your options, guys. I've seen how this works out. Let's see how this works out. So, one more time, last call. We're going to put the link in the chat room. The link's in the chat room. No, I'm dead serious. I saw this in LA. I was simping in LA too. So I would hear the stories firsthand because I was simping. So again, Pookie and Ray Ray, no good. We ain't dealing with Pookie and Ray Ray. They'll then get with Orange County Brad, get ran through. Orange County Brad has absolutely nothing, staying in the studio apartment. You know, they'll then get shipped to Malibu Brad, same thing will happen. They'll then get shipped to East LA Ernesto, same thing will happen. You know, they'll get pregnant, East LA Ernesto tell you better not have that baby. They'll have an abortion, or they'll be single mothers. And see, this is the thing. They won't put them on child. This is another part too, what I noticed. When a lot of these sisters got knocked up by Orange County Brad, Malibu Brad, or East LA Ernesto, all that child support stuff wasn't even an option. They didn't even attempt to put them on child support. In fact, we had a girl on here one time. Earlier this year, no, last year. I took the video down because she asked me to. I said, no problem. I'll take the video down. She got with East LA Ernesto. Ended up being an illegal alien. Couldn't get any child support out of him. And then she was talking about she want to move to Tanzania. This is what goes on. And in the divestment, seek your options queen, Crystalline Carolson, you see what's going on with her. So go ahead. Hey, explore your options. No problem. No problem. But again, call in, click on the link, call in. Because the reality is, and again, you present the facts. Is that there you go? They're getting ran through by Brad and Ernesto and have nothing to show for it. And have nothing to show for it. That's my point. So, it's what it is. So I guess none of the sisters are gonna call in. Hey, Judy Jones, please call in. I need one woman to call in. Again, I need at least one woman to call in. All right. I need one to call in. Judy Jones, if you're not at work, I think you're retired now, Judy. But if you're not at work, call in. Please call in, Miss Jones. We got to get you on here. Because Judy will bring balance. It makes sense. Judy will bring balance and make sense. But I hope everyone's having a great day. Yeah, there's no number. You click on the link. So again, link is in the chat room. I just put the link in the chat room. You click on that link. Click on that link and you will be able to call in. Again, click on that link and you will be able to call in. Link is in the chat room. Guys, there's no phone number. There's a link. The link's in the chat room. Stop asking for a phone number. I keep saying link is in the chat room. Click on that StreamYard link and you could call in. Yeah, I just want a sister to call in. Yeah, Williams was Minde from Sierra Leone. And unfortunately, I don't think he ever made it to Sierra Leone. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he ever made it to Sierra Leone. Which is sad. And the thing is, he was eligible for his Sierra Leone citizenship. He was eligible for a Sierra Leone citizenship, but he won't. He'll never step foot and claim it. Unfortunately. Here we go. Arlita, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Arletha Pappas. When I heard everything you said, in fact, I have my whole family is integrated, so including our ancestors, probably yours too, because there's no pure African in America anymore. And I know how it feels to be a Black woman in this country who is the most disrespected woman in this country. And of course, I love Black men. I have two beautiful Black sons. But my experience was one of abuse. I still have a chipped tooth that's 77 years old in my mouth from being hit in the mouth with a telephone. All black men aren't violent. All black men aren't pookies. I didn't raise any pookies and boo-boos or anything else of that nature. I raised men who take care of their families and who love their wives. But in my situation, my ex was a
Can I
bigamist. Yeah,
can I ask a question real quick? Okay.
absolutely.
So your ex, would he just show up at home after work and just start swinging and taking the phone and hitting you with the phone and abusing you? Are you saying that he just showed up, came home every day and just started just kicking butt? Is that what
What
you're
I
saying?
said
Or
is he was an alcoholic. He
uh-huh.
had issues with self-esteem issues, obviously. Um, I know that, I loved him. I mean, I loved him. I had 2 sons with him, but I could not live with that level of abuse. And so I took well, he was gone every weekend anyway, so he barely realized I was gone. But in divorcing him, I discovered that he was already married. So after 5 years of marriage, 2 boys, all I had to do was get an annulment. And I wasn't looking for anybody after that. I was just praying, Lord, just deliver me out of this madness. Now, I'm not the only woman that's gone through something like that. Um, and if you think that Black women are the only ones that suffer at the hands of men, Black men or white men or Hispanic men, you would be wrong, because they're all women. Certain women, some women have felt abused by a man that they loved. My sister went through it her entire married life. And I'm not saying all Black men are like that. We're talking about just the gender, men. Some men have issues that they take out on the closest person to them, and the closest person is their wives. So when I said to you, I found myself loving my Greek husband. We met at work after I was divorced, after my ordeal, and that the whole thing was very traumatic for me. Divorce is like a death, to be honest with you, whether it's a good marriage or a bad marriage. For a woman, divorce is like losing a part of yourself. Whether it's just a part of human nature. A woman, a woman who is straight wants a man. She wants a good man. She wants a good, if she's a Black woman, she wants a good Black man. But if that is not possible in your experience as a woman, the person who loves you, who takes care of you, who watches out for you, and your children that you had that didn't belong to them, how can you help but love that person back? My husband was awesome. He was awesome. He loved jazz music. He was a connoisseur of jazz music. He taught me a lot more about jazz music. And my oldest brother, was a jazz musician, a percussionist. So I know that in certain circumstances, we have to start looking at people as human beings. You don't want to fall in love with a dog, a horse, a donkey. You want to fall in love with the person who loves you. You want a good man. And good men come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. And when Black women have to stop being limited, because there's actually one race, and it's called the human race. I learned that a long time ago. I hope I imparted that to my children and to you, because there's not one race of people and a whole lot of different I don't know, entities. There is one race of people. We come in all colors, we come in all sizes, and we have the capacity to love each other. We can't even get us together as just recognizing each other as human beings sometimes. So when my husband, and he did chase me, I didn't chase after him, he chased me. I mean, he chased me to a point where he was telling me who he saw me going out with. So I knew from the beginning this man loved me, and when he loved me so much, he was away from his own family for 7 years because they said something he didn't like when he told them we were getting married. He refused to allow anybody to say anything about me. And when he passed away, my in-laws, who now, after all those, well, almost 50 years, learned how to love someone that didn't look like them because my husband showed them how to do that. And they would come to me in tears and tell me one thing about my brother, my uncle, is that he loved you more than anything. That's what I hope I'm imparting to young Black women. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to raise your children alone. There is somebody who wants you for you because you are beautiful. And he told me that every day. And that's just, I'm not trying to, be some brilliant mind or something. I'm just a woman who had two beautiful Black boys, and I wanted them to have a good life. I wanted them to have a good life. We lived in Inglewood, California. You know where that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we got married, we lived in Inglewood, and we stayed there until the boys were out of high school. One went to Westchester, one went to Inglewood High School.
Okay.
We stayed there until they were finished with school. And when he would go take them to their games and things like that, of course, we stood out like a sore thumb in Inglewood in 1970s because we were different, But I hope we left something with people to know that being different isn't bad. It's just that you don't look like maybe your next door neighbors or something. But all of my neighbors loved him because he was a good man. It's not about having a Black man. It's about having a good man that loves you, that takes care of you. My husband left me very well off. He left me here, and he just passed away in December. So I'm still a little tender about that. I'm always going to miss him, and I'm always going to love him because of who he was to me. And and I don't know any of the people that you're saying you saw in Los Angeles, because I don't know any women who got pregnant with babies that got left. I don't know anything about that because that's not.
Yeah, they probably didn't tell you because they try to sweep that under the rug because it
I
goes
don't know
against
anything about that.
it goes against your narrative. So that's why they usually don't say it. They try to sweep it under the rug, but it happens.
Okay, that's not my experience, and I want you to
Right.
know that there are other experiences that Black women can have in this world. Don't think we're disrespecting Black men. I
That's
love
fine.
Black men. I would have loved to have had my husband be a real man and take care of my children and stuff. It's just that he wasn't capable of doing it, a part of it because he was addicted. I know that, but
Can I ask you a question? Before you got with your former the father of your children, was he an addict back then too?
he was always an alcoholic. It didn't
So
seem
so
like
so
it
so
because
so
he was.
Arlita, so you chose now
I didn't
Arlita.
know he was an alcoholic. I
But you
was
said he was always
19.
you just
I was 19 years old. He was 23. I had no idea he was an alcoholic. I knew he was. He had he was a partier. So he loved partying. He loved dancing. He loved, he was a life of every party, always. But usually when somebody's a life of every party, there, there, there's something that's causing that. And I think a lot with him was he was covering up a lot of lies. He was covering up a whole lot of lies because I didn't realize he was still married to his first wife until I started divorcing him. And I didn't need a divorce. All I needed was an annulment after 5 years. So it was as if I'd never been married, as far as the law is concerned and the rules are concerned.
so
But
Arlita,
don't
were you
blame a woman Don't blame a woman for the actions of a man. That's
No,
one
but
thing
no,
that has to stop. You can't
no, but what
blame
I
a woman for what a man has done. That's not
so
right. No more
okay.
than I can blame me for not having him in my life anymore because of the things that he did to me.
Okay. So Arletha, were you partying with the father of your children?
I never was an alcoholic. I couldn't even smoke pot. My system doesn't allow me to put that stuff in my body. I never was that. I was a little church girl, to be quite honest with you, because that's how my mother raised us. We didn't have a lot of craziness in our family. Like people are call each other uh, the N word and to each other and as if it's just a nickname or something. Well, we weren't allowed to do that in my family. Maybe because I'm older, I'm more in the neighborhood of your grandparents probably at this
Mhm.
point in my life. But we didn't do that. We didn't fight each other in my family. There were six of us, three boys, three girls, and we were born back in the 40s and 30s and I was the youngest in my family, so I was born in 1944. So no, we didn't experience that, you know. And we lived in, like, I guess we were living in like the ghetto that they call the ghetto, but the ghetto didn't get in us because my mother raised us in a totally different way. But, she raised us to be respectful to our elders, to care about just humanity, to care about being a human being, to care about people who had less than you, to always be able to give to somebody else. I think a part of it is that we're so self-absorbed. It's all about me, 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 me. We can't see the other person's point of view or put ourselves in someone else's shoes. And I think that's what stopped a lot of people. I was looking on Facebook the other day, and someone was videotaping these two black women fighting like cats and dogs. It was humiliating, and laughing about it. Women tearing off each other's clothes and wigs and everything else, reducing themselves to this kind of imbecilic image. And I know that's not what they wanted to do. And they didn't want to think that about themselves, but it causes self-hatred. When a black man rejects a black woman, it causes her to go into what's wrong with me. And there's nothing wrong with you.
Well, Arletha, now do black women reject black men?
Only after they have totally abused them. You don't object black men. You reject bad men. Period. Black,
No,
white, brown,
Arletha. So
yellow.
you're saying
Yeah,
that black women don't you don't
yes.
so you're saying black women don't reject black men?
No, not until something happens. Somebody might
Oh,
have a
Arletha,
reason
come
for
on now.
rejecting.
Arletha, come on
So,
now.
so who has rejected you?
I've approached many a black. I still love. You know what? I'm with my sisters to ride or die till I die. I will have nothing but beautiful black babies. I'm marrying nothing but a black woman. But yes, I have
I asked
approached
you a
black women.
question. I That rejected you. What about that one? The one
No,
that
she rejected me,
rejected
so I
you.
moved on. I have approached sisters in the
Okay,
past.
okay, there
Asked
you
for
go. Okay, okay, you moved on. But do you know what the
yeah.
Bible says in the last days? What was going to happen? Seven women would take hold of one man just to have him give them their name. There are more women in this world than there are men. Period. That's why it's so horrible to see black men being murdered in the streets constantly. So like that's one of the problems, is that you guys are almost extinct, especially good black men that care about humanity and care about how a woman feels and cares about her heart, and not just another notch on his belt or something. There are good black men in the world, and you're probably one of them. But when you accuse black women and don't stand up for black men's responsibility in black women just turning away from them at some point in their lives, then you're wrong, because everybody has to stand on their own 2 feet and acknowledge where they screwed up. And if a black woman is rejected, any black man, it's because she's had a bad experience with one or several, and just don't want her heart broken.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's true. Of course, it's true.
Oh, come on, Letha.
It's the truth. That's all I can say about it. And
So every black woman that's rejected a black man is because she had a bad experience with a black man.
Absolutely.
Oh, come on, Letha.
And one way or another, it was either a father, a brother, of something happened, because black women love black men. We love you guys. It's just that when we run into something that.
But I'm gonna say this. That's an excuse, because I've been rejected by black women, and there's no other option. I'm still rolling with my sisters. Period. So that's an excuse.
I've been rejected by black men too. And if one of them had shown up and been right and loved me and cared about me as much as my husband did, I would have probably been telling you about that today. But that's not my experience. Everybody doesn't have the exact same experience. But don't crucify black women because they are not black men. Well, you did for a minute. Maybe you softened it up a little bit. But
you're more.
You were just blaming them. You were asking them, well, if he hit you in the mouth with a phone, what did you do? In other words, like it was my fault because he did it. No, he was an alcoholic. He had a problem, and he couldn't. I gave him that. My oldest son had to bury him. My oldest son had to come all the way from north to San Diego to bury his father, because there was nobody else there that would do that after all the neglect and just total, that happened. But my sons loved him. I never told them anything horrible about him and not to love him. They loved him to the end. And I think that's how it should be. No matter what, else happens, that your children should learn how to love their fathers, because there's just not enough of them. Both of my sons are excellent fathers. I have 6 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. And I'm thankful to God every day that I had the experience I have. But I just called into your show because black women need to know that they're beautiful in all their forms and shapes, and that they don't have any self-hatred or think of themselves any less because they've been rejected by black men, because that's what your show is about, how black men get some money and the first thing they do is get a white woman or a Hispanic woman or an Asian woman or whatever, anything but a black woman. And I think that, that was a sad situation when I was listening to your show. I felt really bad about that.
No, you got to turn off the replay.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, good.
It's a real bad echo.
It's a real bad echo?
Yeah. Are you it sounds like you're in I don't know.
No, I'm in my living room.
Big open loft space.
Is it better now?
So you have earphones, headphones?
Yeah, all right. So let me put on my headphones.
Okay. Guys, hit that like button again. Please hit the like button. Again, please hit that like button as you come to the chat room. And so we'll wait for Solo to get his headphones. You there, Solo? Guys, hit that like button. Also, make sure you go to dynastymurder.com. And if you're new, you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Solo, you muted yourself. Solo, you muted yourself. Oh man, guys, when you guys come on the show, I mean, you gotta have it.
Can you hear me now?
Solo, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just calling in just to say that like it's just like upsetting to hear like the civil war that we're calling between like black males and black females. It's kind of like a bit irritating because we have the same issues. Like both black men been hurt by black women been hurt by black men. You know, like me myself, like for the most part, like I strictly dated black women throughout my whole life, and I've been hurt basically by black women and my whole life. You know, like but I understand that like life is not easy. You're not going to just meet everybody that's going to like you. You're not going to meet people who are on your same page. You just have to move on. You know, I mean, is anything I'm saying that's wrong? Or?
Mr. Arlita, now he just said that black women have hurt him all his life. What are your thoughts on that?
Find somebody who loves you. Find somebody who will love you like you can love them. I think the only thing that matters in relationships is love. Because from that point, you can do anything together. And the problem is people have come up with all kinds of reasons why they're with somebody. And the main reason should be because you love that person. Not because you're both black, not because you're both wealthy, or because you both live in the same neighborhood, or because you know each other's families for years or something. It's what happened to falling in love with someone? What happened to that? I mean, yeah.
I mean, I wasn't saying like hurt as in like on some bitterness. I was just saying that in order for you to ultimately meet like a life partner, you are going to go through ups and downs, and like people are going to hurt you. I was just saying that just in general, like people, through experience, you are going to meet people who are going to hurt you in your past, But the point is, like, a relationship is not even necessarily about love; it's about duty. Like, you're going to have moments when you wake up and you're not going to feel that same like energy and vigor for that person, but you will stick through it because you have responsibilities being in a relationship. Plus, I mean, this platform is for black male and black female relationships. So when people are talking about being married into a black counterpart, I mean, that's the point of, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I thought this was the point of this platform was for black men and black females to get along with each other or to develop a relationship with each other.
Well, I came in on the conversation when they were talking about athletes marrying white women. That's where I came onto this conversation. And then there are a lot of gold diggers. There are a lot of people that are marrying for money. There are a lot of people not just marrying athletes for money. There are a lot of young women out here that marry just old men for money, because they know that, I mean, it's calculated, it's designed that way, and it's planned that way, and they carry it out that way. There are people on websites teaching you how to and how to get one and all that. I didn't come from that school. I didn't come from that point of view. And I mean, when I married my first husband, I thought it was death do us part. That's what we said. We said death do us part, but I didn't want it to be me dying because he beat the crap out of me. When you're young, you fall in love very easily, and you can fall in love very fast. And if it's a bright star that's hanging there, and he was a bright star, he was beautiful. He was just a beautiful black man. It's just he had some issues. And as young as I was, I mean, he was only 23 when we married. So we were both still like very young. And, it's just that love should come before responsibility, and I have to do this because of the kids, and I have to stick this out because of whatever reason. Because if it's not love there, everything else is gonna fall apart. And that's the sad thing. People used to romance each other. I mean, really date each other. Now it's just on the internet. You don't even see the person before you say you love them. You don't even know them before you sleeping with them, and you don't even have any kind of idea of what kind of person it is until, you know, I don't know, after they dump you or something. I don't know, but you know, that's why my experience when I was young was very traumatic for me, because this is somebody I loved him. I didn't think that we would ever part. And then I discovered he was already married. And that just kind of, you know, that kind of made me know why I had gone through so many things. It might be that he was feeling so guilty about being married and he had never told me. And I was just too stupid and young, you know, because I blame some of it on my stupidity. I do. And just naivete, because I was very sheltered and naive as a young woman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Real quick, Solo, I'm gonna bring somebody else on because the background noise is just too much. We appreciate you coming on, brother. Eric Collins, go ahead and unmute yourself. Aaron Collins, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Salute, brother Dynast. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, salute, brother. Long time no see, brother. Also salute to Sister Althea who just left. Anyway, I just wanted to say that it's already enough of a gender war going on within the so-called black sector, the YouTube, and I believe that we need to begin the healing process as black men. I say as black men first because black men are the leaders, and we are supposed to be looked at as the ones to lead the black community into a better position. Our communities are in shambles because a lot of times black men have either left the community or left the households, and some of them are incarcerated. Some of us have been incarcerated unjustly. I get that also. But sister, I was listening to Althea, and she has some points. Not to mention, she's being an older woman, she's got more of an experience. She comes from a different generation than many of us in this chat. So she could pretty much say the things that's been going on. I mean, I do believe in black on black relationships and black on black love. I do want to push that. And I do believe that there are some good black women out there. And I mean, I'm like you, Dynast. I mean, yeah, I've been rejected too, but I'm still loving black women. I've had relationships with black women.
Yeah, and
I've been rejected.
and that's the thing. She tried to say that black women who reject black men have all been hurt by black men. That's bullshit.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that's always the case. I mean, some black women who reject black men, maybe. I mean, me myself personally, I just didn't fit whatever category they were looking for. So, I mean, that doesn't apply to me. But I'm not going to be upset with her either for saying that. I don't know, maybe that was her experience. But we definitely have to begin the healing process. Because quite frankly, I'm getting tired of seeing all this on YouTube. Black men, black women going at each other. It's like we are literally the only group of people who do that to each other. I don't see whites going at each other. I don't see white men tearing down white women. I'm not saying that they don't, but it's not publicized. We don't have a code as a people. We put all our dirty laundry out, whether it's on YouTube or talk shows, and it's got to stop. And I really do believe it would have to start with black men because we're the leaders. We're naturally looked at as leaders, or we're supposed to be looked at as leaders. Many of us as black men have pretty much dropped the ball and an embarrassment to us all. And collectively, unfortunately, we are all looked at the same way as that. You see, black men are no good. And it's up to us, like me and brother Dynast here, and you too, brother. We have to what's the word I'm looking? I can't even talk right. But we have to make arrangements to get us back on track. So I think that's one way to make the black race great again, if that's if I could use that terminology, is to come together as black men. Oh, the brother disappeared. What happened? Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Dynast. I'm glad to see you again, brother. Long time no see, man.
My bad. Miss Castro, you were just on and you fell off. So, guys, I prefer the sisters to call in. If you want to call in, add to the conversation. Click the link and call in again. Click the link and call in.
All right, bro. I'm not. All right, I didn't realize that. But anyway, brother, Dynast, yeah, once again, good to see you, man. Long time no see.
Nice to see you too. Nice to see you too. Again, there we go. Miss Castro. Here's your, hold on a second. All right, Miss Castro, go ahead. Miss Castro.
Oh, hi. Yeah, so I basically was just listening to the whole conversation. I just had to come in because it disconnected, but I was able to get back in. But I just feel like these conversations, the problem is, I think after 1960s and late 1960s, we kind of forgot who we
are. Miss Castro, you're breaking up. Miss Castro, you're breaking up. Now we're losing you.
And specifically Black Americans, I feel like this was like this government turned us into something to commodify, to sell, something to profit off of, and that's pretty much it's always been that way since our existence, being brought here in slavery to this country. But I think something really happened after integration, and we've kind of lost our way because we're so interested, seeming as if we're integrating the system. If we really were integrated, we wouldn't have to still be fighting for our rights, to be honest. Like, if we were really integrated in the American system, we still wouldn't have to fight for Black Lives Matter or the laws in terms of because of the use of drugs and everything else, or everything that we're experiencing in this country, if we were truly integrated, right? So I think really what we need to do, we just need to focus on ourselves and not put it on television, because then it gets sensationalized into making it into like, oh, it's Black men against Black women or Black women against Black men. I, as a Black woman, born and raised in this country, I've had no problems meeting Black men. I've had no problems dating Black men. And the ones that I think that I always have to be cautious of are the ones that are caught up into that way of thinking that was put on us through, well, it did come from slavery, okay, but it also came with the commercialization of our existence after the 1960s specifically, because now we have turned into relationships to profit off of, to showcase on Amazon or to show on Google, or, oh, buy this product, or, you know, dating apps. And it's turned into something where we're not relating to each other as human to human, but as, oh, I'm like, we're using identity politics now more so. Like, I feel like we're just like, oh, well, I'm a strong Black woman and this and that, or I'm a strong Black man. And it's like, hold on, we are a unit. We are a unit. Let us just talk to ourselves as if we're just human beings and we're a unit, rather than putting ourselves in these little boxes of categorizing ourselves, pretty much taxonomy, right? And we're categorizing ourselves in a way that's palatable to the white power system. That's really what it is, because I've dated men from the Caribbean, Africa, and America, and I don't go to men thinking I'm a strong Black American woman, and I just meet them as another human being. We sit down. If we vibe, we vibe. If we don't vibe, that's it, you know? But I think what we really need to take our time and really understand what this system is trying to do. The system is trying to destroy us every single day. And our job is to understand who are our enemies and who are our friends, okay? You know, getting caught up, and, you know, my main thing is that we're getting caught up in things. We have to really look into the works of Black revolutionaries prior to the 60s, okay? Like prior, I would say 1969, 1968. We need to look at what people did in the 40s. They were dealing with Jim Crow. They were dealing with lynchings, but they still had their own Black businesses. They were marrying Black people. They had Black money, okay? And they were working amongst themselves. So like we are not dealing with the same level of like pressures and that form of intensity. But I think there's a lot that we need to learn from that. I don't think Black men need to necessarily lead all the way, or Black women need to necessarily lead all the way. We should be leading together, because really what's at stake right now is our people for the generations to come. Okay, so I'm not going to put all the pressure on the Black men, and we shouldn't put all the pressure on the Black women. This is our existence on this planet, from all the way from us to all the way to the shores of Africa. We're all being subjugated by this global system that continues to exploit us. And if we don't see the bigger picture of how wherever I go and travel, whether it's China, whether it's Europe, why are we always on the social scale at the bottom? We should just ask those questions. Why does Africa have all the resources and they're considered the poorest continent? These are bigger questions we need to ask, rather than make it like a battle between both of us. Because I don't see no battle. That's a battle that was manufactured so that we don't have unity, so that we can address the problems that we see in our communities, that we see in our country, and then we see in Africa and Jamaica and the Caribbean and in Brazil. So we have to really understand, what is this all about? And we can't expect this type of education in our schools, because obviously they want us to be a train wreck. They want us to have chaos. We should be working together to educate our people about the system, so that we can stop having these conversations, and then we can have a unified goal to defeat these ways of thinking, so that we can have our own positive way of looking at ourselves and become our own PR group to put these positive images across the world. I wouldn't expect Hollywood to put positive images of us, okay? It's kind of ridiculous how we think that Hollywood is going to show something positive about us. We should have our own. Isn't there Nollywood in Nigeria? Couldn't we partner with them? Couldn't we partner with
it's not sexy enough. It's not the right. Miss Castro, can you hear me?
Independent filmmakers, and make our own kind of PR move? Like, I just feel like there's a lot of things that we could do that we're not doing, because we think we still got to work through the system. I think we need to imagine that we can create our own system that benefits us. And then when it benefits us, it's going to benefit not only us as Black people, but it's going to benefit ecology. It's going to benefit the planet. It's going to benefit other species and prevent them from becoming extinct, because we see what climate change is doing. It's always hitting the people of color first. So like, we need to think about this not so much of a battle between us, but if we get our minds right and start reading our history and start seeing how, if we came to our right mind, we will create and maintain balance for the rest of the earth. That's the way we should be thinking. Because this climate change, I'm telling you, water, it's destroying the people in the Polynesian countries, right? Their islands are going underwater. We saw what happened to Hawaii. They had an emergency there. This is the stuff that's happening. Resources, limited access to water, food, and shelter, intensifying terrorism, and that we see in North and Mali, and I think it's really about resources. Really, at the end of the day, all of this is about resources. Same with Afghanistan, resources, right? So we have to understand the geopolitics that are at play, because really, if we start seeing ourselves as an influential nation with self-interest and national interest and international interest, we won't have these little small kitty fights and gossip. We'll start seeing the bigger picture of what our role, not only in our communities, but in the world, because that's what we need to do. We need to really expand the way we look at ourselves, because we are influential. Everyone in the world, I remember when I was in Cuba, people knew more about what was happening in the US than people in the US knew. And they don't even have internet, but they read. They read the newspapers, they stay updated on the news. So we have internet, we have libraries, we have all the resources that any country could even desire to have. And yet we don't use this. We have to stop looking at what we don't have and look at what we do have. And we have a heck of a lot. We have a lot of people here. We have a lot of we have a lot of creativity. And surprisingly, I know we don't talk about it too much, but we actually do have a lot of wealth. And we may not spend it always in the right places right now. But what I'm saying is, if we just had better education, I think we could solve all these problems. Like even with food, the food that we're eating. Are we even eating the correct foods? Are we eating fast foods all the time? What I'm saying is that I have a lot of hope, but we got a lot of work to do. From the foods we eat, from the things we buy, from the media we consume, and what we think about Africa. We need to educate ourselves about the continent because no, they don't hate us, okay? Of course, there's going to be a few ignorant people, but we really need to take this time to understand who we are as human beings rather than limiting ourselves to the imagination of the white man, because there's more to Earth than what white people imagine for us. And that's really what I'm trying to say. Let us really understand ourselves. Do not let them try to divide us, because that's what they did with Pakistan and India. That's what they did with the Dominican Republic and Haiti. And that's what they did with North Korea and South Korea. They go around the world dividing people who have the most in common and divide them. The Hutus and the Tutsis, okay? So let's really not let this happen to us again. History shows that when you're divided, you're not as strong. United, we are strong. Let's see back past the bullcrap and see who we are in relation to the rest of the world. And that's really what my main point is let's think bigger. Let's think bigger.
All right, Ms. Castro, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Ms. Castro? I don't think she can hear me. I wanted her to go in.
I don't think I can hear you.
Yeah, you can't hear me. I wanted you to expand on the 1960s because you had went out, but you can't.
I don't think I can hear you still.
No, everybody else can hear me though, but you can't hear me. Yeah. So, but Ms. Castro, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much for joining me. Say that again, Aaron. Aaron, say that again. Say that again.
Yeah, I was asking if y'all could hear me.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you fine. Yeah, I hear you fine. I think Ms. Castro couldn't hear us.
Yeah, I wanted to.
All right, guys, we'll take one more call. Guys, links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in and add to the conversation, click the link in the chat room. And again, I don't know why tempers were flared. The question was, why are young black athletes?
This is a real.
Go ahead.
This is a triggering subject. I noticed that too. That's why we have this gender war. This is very triggering. And I live in Los Angeles too, and I'm also an independent filmmaker. I wanted to let Ms. Castro know that. But yeah, this is a very triggering topic. But still, it needs to be talked about because it's one of the big elephants in the room in the black community. And if it doesn't get talked about, it's going to forever fester like a cancer. So it needs to be talked about. But yes, you're going to get people's tempers flaring. It's going to be triggering because it's been such a system of division and hatred on people that we've been internally going in on each other.
Yeah, I just answered the question. The question was, why are young black athletes dating these white girls? Because when they come on campus, the white girls all in their face, aggressive. That's why, and people were getting upset. Real Eric Collins, bro, thank you for joining us. I'm gonna bring somebody else on here. Marquise Kidd, unmute yourself.
How's it going, Dynast?
I'm all as well, brother. How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good. To answer your question, like, why especially the youth. What was your question again? If you want to get back to me one more time.
No. Well, the question was, why are young black athletes with these white women? And my answer is because when these young black athletes step foot on these campuses, these white girls are in their face all over them. It's that simple. And people in the chat room got mad. I'm like, well, that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think it's like you said, it's a proximity thing. You know, a lot of times they go to these colleges, the majority of the women around them are going to be women from outside their race. You know, and you know, when you're a star and you pop in, you know, everybody wants you, and you're gonna try to choose what you know perceive to be the best, the same way that women, you know, if they pop in, you know, if a dude doesn't have X, Y, and Z, they're overlooking them, and they're only choosing, you know, the guys that they deem the best. You
Right.
know?
Yeah. So yeah. So I mean that, you know, I just, people in the chat room got upset. I'm like, that's why. And I was giving my experience from when I was in college was that the sisters really didn't want to gravitate too much towards the athletes because they didn't want to be viewed as groupies. But the white girls, all in our faces, as soon as we stepped on campus. That was just it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, one thing, you know, our sisters don't really like competition like that when it comes to the dating market. You know, they don't really like, you know, us, we have to compete. We have no choice. You know, we have to compete fiercely. But them, you know, they kind of feel, you know, kind of entitled, you know, if we're being honest, you know, that, you know, you kind of have to have that loyalty to them, especially if you're the, you know, ideal person. You know, if it wasn't the ideal person, they wouldn't care as much. If it wasn't the basketball player, you know.
Yeah. All right, brother. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I would just add that I think a lot of, when it comes to, you know, like relationships and trauma, a lot of people just need to seek some therapy and, you know,
True.
deal with that trauma. A lot of it comes from trauma, and when people, you know, start to become a little successful, they try not to find what, you know, that would have a negative, like, familiar feeling to them. They try to find somebody that doesn't remind them of that trauma they had to face, because usually if they do, you know, y'all trauma bonding at that point. You know, so that's all I would say. You know, maybe expand, you know, get some therapy and expand your dating pool to, you know, the global Black race, because, you know, we all Black, and it might be good for you to encounter some other cultures that might help you fill in those voids. You know,
Yes,
but
sir. Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it, bro.
No problem. Thanks for calling in. Hey, Marquise, you're the crypto cat, right? You deal with crypto, don't you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. So okay, guys, this is not financial advice. Okay, this is purely entertainment. Disclaimer. 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 So, what do you think about Bitcoin and Ethereum here by the end of the year?
By the end of the year, I mean, it's going to continue to rise. You know, by the end of the year, it's historically, you know, made, you know, increased, especially going into the holidays. People start spending more money, you know, traveling. Who knows? We might spend a little more, pump a little more money into the system. So, you know, it could, by the end of the year, I can see it hitting at least at 60. You know.
Okay, at least 60. Well, it already is. I mean, we're not too far away from 60. I mean, we took a little dip, and in Ethereum, what do you think about, like 5,000, 6,000?
Yeah, I would even look more towards Ethereum. I would, you know, I think that one would have more of the market share start to increase over time.
Okay. Oh, yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, brother. We appreciate you coming on.
All right, take care, man.
All right, guys. We'll take one more caller, preferably a woman. Link is in the chat room. Again, link is in the chat room. Click on that link. Again, click on that link. Link is in the chat room. Again, link is in the chat room. Click on that link and call in. Like I said, we will take one more caller. Then I have to go pick up my son. Got to go get Massa from school. Got to go pick up Massa from school. I'm on daddy duty. I'm on daddy duty. Hey, Crypto Black, look into Luxo. Look into Luxo, Crypto Black. Look at the Luxo. Now I wish I got Solano back when it was $1 and some change. But look at the Luxo. That one's gonna pump. Solano's at what, like $200 right now? Yeah, Solano's at like $200 right now. But look at the Luxo, fam. Guys, Crypto Black is giving you guys free crypto game right now in the chat room. Luxo, Lukso. I just spelled the Lukso. Luxo. Look into that. If that hits, we'll say about $200 by the end of the year, I'll be a happy guy. I will be very happy. Drinks on me. If that hits about $200 by the end of the year. But guys, chat links in the chat room. The link is in the chat room. Again, if you want to call in, click on that link and let's continue the convo. Like I said, we'll take one more. We'll take one more caller. If not, we'll go ahead and we'll keep it pushing. Again, we will keep it pushing. But guys, we can always expand on this conversation, but I don't know if we can have an adult and mature conversation. But people keep bringing up the fact why black men are getting married. And I can tell you one of the reasons why, coming from black men, is the system. It's this child court system. It's this family court system. It's wicked. And no one wants to deal with that. This wicked child support system, this wicked divorce system, like nobody wants to deal with that. So that's one of the reasons. We can expand on it, but more people will get triggered, and I don't want people arguing and fighting. But I can tell you right now that that family court system is absolutely wicked. It's wicked. So so that's why a lot of brothers aren't getting married, because of just the system is so wicked. So that's why. But everyone, thank you so much for joining. Seems like no one else is calling in. Again, like, share, and subscribe. And Sophia, that's not the truth. Like, share, and subscribe. It punishes good dads. Like, share. Dynast, y'all act like you have absolutely no 8 in the court system. Here we go. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family. Dynast Amir, search for Huru. Peace.